What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Minecart. The Minecart from Minecraft. This one is by Rocker 2012. It is crazy, it's wild, it's just literally me all over. It is pretty damn cool. I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a bit of fun. It's a bit mental. Let's have a look at some of the stats on this one. This is the Diamond variant with almost 136,000 kilometers on it. It's just bizarre. I love it. It's so bizarre that I love it. We did get it from the auction. It was the slightly nicer auction house. That's why everything's just above 50%. It's not too bad, though. It does have the V8 overhead valve CGM engine in it, which is a beast of an engine, which we will be throwing performance parts on to probably rip this car apart, potentially, by the end of this one today. We shall see. But let's have a look. What did I pay for it? Way too much is what I paid for it. 43,182 was how much I paid for it, and I could sell it now for 32,908, losing out on 10,274, which is pretty much what I'm used to. It's a bad start. We've done a few of them recently, but we do seem to claw it back most of the time. Let's check out this engine hiding down here then, wherever you are. This is the CGM. It is a bit of a beast, and there are quite a few performance parts that I can go on it, so it's going to be a bit insane. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this one. That engine's in very good condition, though. That's what you get for buying them from the decent auction house. Decent auction house. There we go. But we need to get this one started, so let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up and start tearing this one down. Here we are then at the car wash. We can already see what colour it is. Let's get it cleaned up. Oh, there we go. Nice and simple. Look at that. All the bubbles on it and everything are in the right place, apart from this top box and the windscreen a little bit there. But let's get the interior done. Then we'll squeeze it back on the lift and try and get that engine out of this little box inside. I'm sure it won't be an issue, really. It is pretty sweet, though. I love the look of this thing. Right then, let's get underneath and check on that oil pan. It is there. I did think it would be. It was pretty complete. So let's get that all drained out and hopefully get this engine ripped out quite easy. I didn't think that was in the right spot for a minute there. There we go. Anyway, use equipment. That's quite dark. Very dark. Quite a lot of it. There we go. It does come to an end eventually. Let's get underneath and get some of these bits off of here then. So we know we need to get that starter out. That is for definite. Where are you? There you are. Let's rip you out. And we'll grab the gearbox. No drive shaft because this is obviously direct to the wheels. You can see them going through there. I don't think there's much missing. One drive axle on the other side there. Sadly, when you're trying to do something crazy and wacky like this, you can't always make it work. So it fits up perfectly. Still an excellent job by Rocker. Anyway, we probably need to get some of these exhaust sections out as well. Just to be on the safe side, we'll get you out and we'll get you out. Do you know what? We'll get all of it out while we're here. There we go. Now let's get it back on the ground and get that engine ripped out. Down you come and over you go. Let's have a look-see. I don't think that's going to work somehow. But anyway, we'll give it a bash. Out you come. Nice and easy. That works pretty well. Now let's see what we've got going on in this engine box. Because it's definitely not a bay. It is just a box. There we go. Let's have a spin around. So we got the ABS pump and module. We got an ECU, a coolant reservoir, a brake servo, a battery, and a little fuse box hiding just down there. There is a large intercooler down the front, but that'll be for underneath. Is there anything missing? Doesn't look like it. That looks like all of it. So not many liquids to drain. We just need to drain the coolant reservoir and the brake servo. So I'm going to crack on with that. Additional tools, drain tool, click and hold. I'll be back in a moment. That's all of that drained out. Let's start stripping down. I'm going to start by just taking the lid off the fuse box so you can see it's got fuses in it, and it is a fuse box. We'll grab that battery out. Out with the brake servo, out with the coolant reservoir, out with the ECU, and then out with the ABS pump. The first one was rusty. Out with the ABS pump and a module. Just my luck, that was. There we go. There we go. Let's see what we got going on with this suspension then. So at the back, we have a double wishbone that looks like it should have a shock that is missing, and then a drive axle that is missing. The brake pad and caliper are missing as well. We do have the bearing, though, so, you know, every cloud has a silver lining. Let's go around the other side. We are missing both the upper and lower suspension arm, but we have the drive axle and the bearing there. Obviously, we are missing the shock there as well, but it's not too bad. I've definitely seen a lot worse. We'll go up here. I'm just going to rip that fuel pump out while I'm here. There we go. Can I get this one? No, I need to get that one in a minute. That's fine. Let's get this wheel off and see what we've got going on at the front, although it looks the same or very similar. So we do have a double wishbone again, a single shock. Is there a sway bar end link that's missing? No. Okay, so I see all of this stuff is just here because it has to be here, but we are missing the central components. Not as in we're missing, they just don't exist. This all bolts directly onto the side of the car, but I don't think anything is actually missing from this front end on this side. Let's check the other side. Over we go. Get a large intercooler out my way. That looks to be all there. Inner and outer tie rod, sway bar, bearing, and cap. That is all there. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get all of this stripped out. We'll go quickly check out that engine, and then we'll move on to the bodywork. I don't know where to begin with that. That is everything mechanical off the Minecart Bazaar thing. But anyway, let's go and see what we've got going on with that engine. We'll throw our battery on charge. There we go. And here is the CGM on the stand. I'm not going to strip it down. I just want to see if there's anything missing in advance so I can maybe set it onto the shopping list. There isn't. Absolutely fantastic. So I will crack on and get this all stripped down in just a few moments. Get all the stuff repaired, replaced or upgraded, ready to go back on the little minecart over there, just behind Delilah. But next up, we'll get that body all stripped down. That's everything repaired, replaced or upgraded, ready to go back on the little minecart. I have no idea. But we need to get this bodywork all stripped off and repaired so we can sort that frame out. I'm going into the wrong mode. Let's just start tearing it down. Let's get these headlights off. What else we got up here? Front license plate. Is that a thing? No, no, no. Windscreen. Doors. They're a thing. I know that. There we go. Out you come. Let's go a bit further down. That's just part of the body. That's the suspension. That's the car part. There we go. Tail lights. Out you come. Don't know what happened to my voice there. There we go. Rear license plate. Is that everything? Is that everything? I think it might be everything. Let's just get this interior out and double check. Out with the seat, out with the wheel. And then we'll go into this mode here. Not that screen. I don't want you. 1%. That's always a good sign. And yes, that is everything out. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go grab the welder. Now I paid 40-something odd thousand for this block. 2 blocks, should I say. 2 blocks and a chain, with a few bits like an engine and stuff in. Was in about 50% condition. I'm going to say 900. 1500. I was thinking 1500, but just didn't want to say it. Of course you were, Paddy. Of course you were. Anyway, here is the shop for the Minecraft minecart. You've got multiple different of the spoiler/storage box options. Couple of doors, headlights and taillights, the trunk, which we were missing, the only thing we were missing, and the windscreen. I'm going to keep it as it was because I like the fact that the wood that was on the thing there, I'm going to say wood, because I think it looked a bit like wood, was the same colour as the actual light. So I'm going to keep it as that one. The only thing I need to buy is the trunk, so I'm going to grab that now. Then I'm going to get everything else repaired. Then we'll get it all back together before we head over to the paint shop and see what we've got for the lovely minecart today. That's everything repaired, ready to go back on the Minecraft minecart. Let's start getting this all back together. We start with these doors. The only things I did have to buy was a windscreen. On you go. That trunk, which I'll show you in a second. Obviously, the license plates and the interior. Not too bad. So there's the headlights. I really do think they're quite smart. They're pretty cool. Let's move down the back. Let's get the tail lights on. On you go. On you go. And we'll get that spoiler, roof box, storage box, whatever you want to call that on as well. And on with this trunk lid for the first time. That's got a little latch on it. That's pretty cool. I quite like that. How does it open? Let's get it open up. Oh, that's nice. It does actually open as well. That's pretty cool. Wrong button. Anyway, let's get on. We need to get these license plates on. I've obviously gone for my own plates. Virtual Mechanic, Minecraft minecart. Nice and simple on that one. Let's get the front one on. Then get the interior in and make sure we have got this one all 100% before we head over to the paint shop. So I just went for the same seats and the same steering wheel that came with it. Nice and simple. And that is that. I do believe we'll double check 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's head over to the paint shop and see what we can do with this one today. Here it is then, floating in the paint shop. The bricks don't quite line up holding this one in the air, but never mind. It's only a brief moment in the paint shop before we get the wheels on, and much later on. But let's check out the liveries in slot number 1. It is this pixelated wood effect, I'm guessing, but because it's the Platinum Edition, it stays a blue on the inside there. So we might not be, well, we probably won't be going for that. Slot number 2 is quite a gold one. That would be sweet. Maybe we should go back and find the version of this so the floor isn't in that sort of light blue colour. Next one we've got, that's this one then, the Platinum, with the floor in the matching colour, as it were. Probably what we will go for today just because of that floor, but let's see what we've got else. Oh, a nice sort of silver one, or whatever you want to call that. That looks pretty cool. The pixelated looks of Minecraft, I absolutely love it. Fantastic job, Rocket. This one is cool. Slot number 5 is this blacked out one. That's cool. Imagine that with the black body with red suspension pieces. That would look pretty smart, but we did just do a sort of black and red build last. That is all of them. I am probably going to go for this here. Oh, God, I've gone too far. This here, there we go. And try and get a colour match, because obviously there's a few sections that aren't missing. I believe that's what you need the factory colour for. There we go. That looks a little better. I'll have a play around with this. I'll meet you back in a minute. Then we're going to get some suspension parts painted, ready to get it all back together. Well, for the first time in a virtual mechanic history, I have gone for the same colour that the car arrived in. Onto the car is pretty good, though. You've got, obviously, some bits of a lighter colour on this floor down here, same as in there. It is looking pretty sweet, and I'm going to call this a blue platinum, is this colour, because it is the platinum edition. It's the blue that goes with it. And what I think I'm going to do is blue and gold, or sorry, platinum and gold. This whole build is going to be platinum and gold. The inspiration kind of came a bit from this being a sort of browny, woody, goldy colour, but I've upped it for everything else. Well, I'm going to up it for everything else on the suspension. Try and make it really gold, mix in a few of them blues, do the same for that engine that's going to sit in there as well. Hopefully a little bit of platinum and gold is going to look pretty sweet on this one. We shall find out in a minute. I'm going to grab all of the parts painted. I'm going to get all of the parts painted. Then we're going to get it back on the lifter, and then we're going to start getting this one all back together. I think it looks quite good in this platinum blue, and I'm hoping everything's going to look good in the platinum blue and gold combination. That's everything painted, ready to go back on the minecart. You can see I've got some of the non-paintable parts on there. Let's get this suspension together, though. Now, that looks like a very dull yellow, but trust me, it isn't. And then we got the platinum blue springs there. Look, it is a massively chrome gold. That looks absolutely insane. I'm very pleased with that. Whether it works, though, gold and platinum blue, we shall see. Let's start getting some of these pieces on. Now, there's no cross member on this one, so it's just the upper and lower arms. Let's spin around this way. So the upper arms, obviously, in that gold. I'll be honest, all of it's pretty much in that gold. There's a tiny splash of the blue in here, but nothing special. I like it like this. Whether we'll see what it looks like when it is up against the car. Well, let's get that shock on, looking pretty cool. And we'll get that sway bar end link on as well while we're here. And then moving on, brake caliper. That is in the blue, just because I wanted a bit more blue here. You can see that's quite a close match. I did mess with the colour a little bit to get it to there. That's in a solid colour. That's in a gloss on the spring there. And then for the hubcap, I just did the blue again, just so a bit more of it was on there. You're not going to see it through the wheels anyway. It's looking pretty good. Let's move down the back, if I can get there, and see what we've got going on down here. Now, you can paint this knuckle housing, which is why it's not on yet. So I have gone for that one in the blue, just so it's got a bit more on there. We'll get all of these front pieces on. Let's just whack them on real quick. On you go, and get that bearing in there. Get a brake on, and we will get the pad on, but we will come back to the caliper in a second. I will put the drive axle in just because I can. There we go. And then let's go back to the gold with the gold upper and lower arms. On you go, and on you go. And then we'll get that shock on, and then hopefully that brake caliper on, and then we'll move on. On we go with the shock. Looking good. I like that gold. That gold looks absolutely incredible. I'm very pleased with that. And then the blue spring sort of just sets it off a little bit. It looks quite nice. Let's get the caliper on. On you go. And that is the rear suspension on one side completed, at least anyway. It looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Is it too much? Let's step away from the car and check it out. As you can see there, the blue and the gold, it does sort of go. I'm quite pleased with it. I don't know if it's a bit too much, but we shall see. It's not too visible. Let's get the other side done, though, and then we'll move on to get that engine bay all finished off before we move on to build that beautiful, beautiful V8 engine. There it is then, the gold suspension on the minecart, looking pretty sweet with a few bits of what I'm calling platinum blue, just because this is the platinum edition and that's the livery that came on it. Looks pretty good, but we need to sort out the engine bay. Where is the engine bay? It's up here somewhere, isn't it? Here we go, up we go. Let's have a look what we've got going on here then. So ABS pump and a module. Let's just get you in so we know where to go. On you go. Nice and easy. Then we've got the ECU Type B, coolant reservoir, and the brake servo. Where else are we going? Then we've got the battery. In you go. I should have put the fuel tank in, but I forgot. And then the fuse box, and that's it pretty much for this engine bay. So the fuse box I've done in that light blue. That is very light, though. Maybe we might have to darken that one up a little bit. We shall see when we drop the engine in a bit. And now I can't see where everything is. So I'll get all of this finished and then we'll go and build that beautiful CGM engine. I will get the block on, all the pistons and stuff like that. And we'll come back to throwing some more colour on the top end. There we go then. You've got the block and the oil pan are both in that platinum blue. I'm still calling it platinum blue for the time being. It looks pretty cool, but we need to throw some other colours on here. We won't go directly into colour. Let's get the power steering pump on. I haven't painted that one, mostly because of the alternator, but we'll move on around. On you go, on you go. We will throw this oil filter in. He is in that goldy chrome colour. As you can see, it is mostly just the top of it because it was already in yellow, but it looks pretty good. Cam gear, on you go, and then the timing chain, and then a big old timing cover, which I have done in the gold, and it looks pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. Quite pleased with that one. What else have we got going on down here now? Crankshaft pulley, on you go. Can I put that arm on yet? No, I cannot. So the water pump goes on next. Couldn't be painted. And it is a big old chunk of metal. I wish that one could have been gold. That would have been incredible. It would have really set this front end off a little bit. Anyway, on with the roller, on with the water pump pulley. And let's see, where else are we going? Can we get the belts on? One belt. Can we get the second belt on? No, we cannot. We have to wait a minute. Oh, yeah, because the alternator's got to go on. So that's where that goes. Fuel filter, on you go, and that's pretty much it. So let's jump in with the engine heads. On we go with the first one, as you can see, is in that pale yellow that turns out to be a really bright chrome gold. Get you all bolted in. There we go. I can't even say the word now. It's just completely eluded me. The arms can't be painted again, but on you go, and we'll get that alternator on while we're here as well. On you go. Can we do that other belt now? Yes, we can. Fantastic. Let's get this front end finished, and then we'll get the engine heads and all stuff like that done. That's all that done. So I need to get the exhaust manifolds in. Nicely done. We'll get you in, and then we will move on around. So I need to do all of the spark plugs. I need to do all of these valve push rods, and then all of the rocker arms as well. So I'll get all of them done, and I'll be back in just a moment. Last rocker arm, and just going in now. There you go. That is all of that done. Let's move on. We'll get the intake manifold in. This piece and the performance parts can't be painted. Is a big old piece, big old chunk of black plastic or black metal on there. Doesn't look too bad though. It sort of does fit the engine. Well, of course it fits the engine, but it does sort of fit what we're going for today a little bit. We'll get these head covers on. They are in that gold, and I think they look absolutely incredible. I've just realised there isn't really that much gold going on with this sort of timing cover being massively covered, but we'll see how it looks in a moment. Now, these are in that platinum blue, but they are very, very light on these plastic parts, so I did darken it down quite a bit, as you can see. As you can see, it is a really, really light, which, you know, isn't too bad. It does sort of work. It does kind of match these bits down here still. A little bit lighter than the oil pan, but still looks pretty good. On you go. We'll move around. We'll get the other side done on with that head cover. In you go. I think that looks pretty good, though. I was a bit skeptical about the gold and this blue, but actually, I think it looks pretty fantastic. So we get the fuel rails in. I have done them in gold because, well, I felt like it did need some more gold up here. But it's just a tiny splash, and then the throttle as well is in that gold, and that looks pretty good. Quite pleased with that. It's less gold than I thought it would be, but actually it works out really well because most of this car is going to be in that sort of platinum blue colour. Looking pretty good. I'm going to grab some pictures, and then we'll get it dropped into the minecart. I'll be back in a moment. Pictures all done. Let's get this beautiful CGM motor dropped into the minecart. Over we go. And then in you go. This should hopefully look pretty good. Not that we'll be able to see it from most places. Maybe in the photo locations in a bit. But let's jump over the top and see what we can see. Oh, God, this is such a hard engine bay. There we go. That's not too bad. That is definitely too bright. So I'm going to darken that down to about the same as this colour here, because I think that's just a little bit too bright in my opinion. So I'll sort that one out in just a few minutes. Don't you worry. Looking pretty good, though. Quite pleased with it. Let's get it up in the air, and we need to get the gearbox and all things like that in. And as I say, I will sort that fuse box out. It will be a little darker. I'm not quite happy with it there as it is at the moment. So on with the gearbox in the gold, because why not? I normally match the gearbox to the engine block, but I figured why not just go for a big old in-your-face gold one this time. Starter in the blue. Maybe I should have done that one gold. Maybe we will go and change that as well in a moment. I'll see about that. And then we'll get all these exhaust parts on. On you go, on you go, on you go, and on it. And there we go, and on you go. And that is pretty much that done. I just need to get the wheels done, paint a few extra bits. No, I'm going to leave the starter as it is, but I am going to darken the fuse box up just a tiny little bit to make it a little bit better. get the wheels done. Next time you see this, it will be outside in the sun. Here we are then, all finished with Rocker 2012's beautiful Minecraft minecart. It has been an absolute joy and quite fun to work on this one, but I did realise one thing. I've been calling this Platinum Blue the whole time. What an idiot. It's Diamond, not Platinum. Don't know where I got Platinum from. I just obviously decided in my head it was Platinum, even though I probably read Diamond at the beginning. I'm pretty confident I did. But yeah, Diamond Blue. So the whole time throughout this episode where I've been saying Platinum Blue, I meant Diamond Blue. Diamond Blue and Gold is the colour scheme we went for today. There we go. Diamond Blue correctly now. And that lovely gold under there. With the suspension, with the shocks in that Diamond Blue. And the calipers also in that Diamond Blue down there. With a lot of the engine painted. Not that you can really see it from anywhere, but I will show you one thing. If I can get there. There we go. I have darkened the fuse box a little bit to match up with the coil covers, ignition coils, whatever you want to call them. But yes, it does match up a little bit now. Not that you can see it from anywhere because this is completely hidden. And in fact, I've just been to the photo locations. It's so hard to get a shot of that engine because of the height of the car. I even put it near the edge, tried walking up the rocks just to get a photo of it. But yeah, that didn't work. Anyway, this one looks so cool. I'm very pleased with it. Excellent job, Rocker 2012. It is fantastic. The rims I went for today, I stuck with the rims Classic 20 that came on it. I just made them a little bit bigger. I made mine 15 inches instead of 14 inches. Made them a little bit wider just to get some traction because we did pit performance parts on that engine. So this might be a little bit too powerful for these wheels. We shall find out in a minute, though, before we head over to the dyno and the track. Let's see. So the rims here, they are 15-inch Classic 20. I've done them in the two-tone gold and black. I really wish you could paint this black, although I'm quite pleased with it on this because you've got black elements. But just for other vehicles, I wish you could match that. Maybe done that in the Diamond Blue, not Platinum Blue. That would have been a little bit cooler, but it still looks good nonetheless. Anyway, fronts are 205 width with a 25 profile, which is about what came on it. It's not too bad. 175 width is what came on it. But yeah, I made them a little bit wider just to fit. The backs I've made quite considerably wider. They are still a 15-inch rim, but they are 245 width. And you can see, if I can get the right angle, they just leave enough space for the wheel to not rub against the car. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I haven't driven it yet, so we will find out. But yeah, 245 width on that and a 30 profile. 30 profile, not 30 with an F. 30 profile. I don't know what is going on with my talking today. It doesn't seem to be working. But I think they look pretty good. I'm quite pleased with them. But let's jump in the minecart. Now, I like this one because it doesn't matter what side you jump in. We're just going to go for the traditional driver's side on this game. At least you have a door open through the wheel. Never mind. But let's get this one started up and see what it sounds like. I really do love this interior. Plain, simple, basic. Speedo. Handbrake, I'm going to say. Pretend it's automatic. But there we go. Let's get this one started and see what it sounds like. That is the most grumbly 2 cardboard boxes chained together I've ever heard in my entire life. It does sound mean, though. You'd be pretty shocked if you saw this rolling past you sounding like that. I know I would be. But let's get this one on the dyno and see what power it does have today. Here we are then, on the dyno with the Minecraft minecart and its V8 CGM motor. 387 base horsepower on this one. How much have we added today with all the performance parts? Let's take a look. A gain of 231 horsepower, 60%, a little over half. That's pretty good. Bringing our power up to 618 horsepower. Quite pleased with that. Let's check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. Over here we go. Let's have a look. Quite a simple one. A 3.5 ratio with 59 kilometers an hour in first gear. And then a nice curved outline-ish. Not quite perfect. A little bit of a dip there. Up to 647 in top gear. Not that we'll get there. Not quite sure where we will finish up. But let's head over to the track and let's find out. Welcome to 4 wheels, 3 boxes, 2 sets of torchlights and an engine on a speed track. What can we get out of this one today? Let's go. Off the line we go. This is a pretty beast of a car. Very thin wheels realistically, but where are we going to end up? That is ploughing through this speed there, way past 200 kilometers an hour. Where will we end up? We are in 6th gear, but we are still pushing on through. There's 300. Can we get to that 400 mark? Come on, little Minecraft cart. You can do it. Come on. There's 350. Can we get up to 400? Come on. Push, 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 push. Maybe not. Coming to the end. 384 kilometers an hour from the Minecraft minecart. That's actually really, really good. 384 kilometers an hour. Put it 61st on our speederboard. Definitely in the top half out of 130 vehicles now. So we are certainly getting them numbers up. 130 episodes on this channel. How many have you watched? Let me know in the comments below. I doubt many of you are on the 130 mark. I am, but that's because I have to watch them multiple times to make sure they're not terrible. But anyway, let's crack on with this one. This has been so much fun. I have really enjoyed this. It looks so good, and this is my favorite interior from the whole game. Just simple, basic. I love it. I don't know if that's meant to be a handbrake or a gear stick, but I don't care. It is awesome nonetheless. Link is in the description below if you want to grab this one yourself. It is a lot of fun. It is quite a quirky, fun build. Trust me, definitely enjoyable. Anyway, I spent way too much on the car at the beginning at 43,182, leaving us short of 10,274 if we were to sell it then, which obviously we didn't. Just checking if that opens. It doesn't. And I've since spent another 41,243 modifying this one. I even tinted that windscreen. I absolutely love it. Not too much. I still want to be able to see through it, but it is awesome. Our total spend is 84,425. Quite a bit for a couple of boxes and some wheels, but it is what it is. Can we make a profit from this one, though, when we sell it? Let's jump in. Let's find out. So here we are. Is the Diamond Edition, not Platinum. Diamond. I was such an idiot earlier for saying Platinum instead of Diamond, but it is a Diamond Edition. Almost 136,000 kilometers on it. We have fully 100% of this one, and the wheel sizes are different than what it suggests there. Anyway, moving on. 387 base horsepower from that CGM motor, bumped up to 618, a gain of 60%. That is quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But the real question is, can we make a profit from this one? Yes. Quite a bit, actually. 116,784 is the sale price for the Minecraft minecart. Take away our 84,425, leaves us with a profit of 32,359, which is very good profit from a couple of boxes of wheels and an engine. I'm not going to drop that. Well, I will drop it when I sell this one. So it's time to say goodbye to the minecart. Off you go. That was a lot of fun. Again, well done, Rocker 2012. Beautiful job. Let's find out what we got up next, though. Inside we head. This is another Ford Mustang. Yeah, I love Ford Mustangs. We know that. So this is what we will be working on next. This is the 95 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R, modded in by Payne. Obviously, I'm assuming he likes Mustangs just as much, if not more, than I do. This one's pretty sweet. It does have at the moment the V8 1-carb overhead valve engine in it. We may swap it to one of the other ones. I'm still not quite decided on that one. We will come to it when we come to the episode. But the real question is, how much did I pay for it? Was it a good deal? It was a good deal. I'm actually shocked. 12,904 I bought the car for, and I could already sell it for 15,731. Off you go. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to sell this one at all. But profit 2,827 before we've even started. That is so good to hear. And we did buy it from the auction house. I think it was the decent auction house, but still it is in a pretty poor condition. Awesome, though. Absolutely loving that. This will be for next time. Don't forget to come and join us on Discord, though. We are still building the Toyota GT86, the Scion FRS, or the Subaru BRZ for the competition. It is all the same mod. Yes, we are on mods now. Build one, make it look cool. See if you can make it onto my pinboard and the Hall of Fame on the Discord channel. Link is in the description below for that one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please consider subscribing. I'm trying to hit the next goal of 250 subscribers. If you can help me out with that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And before I go, King Slowpoke says hi. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful day. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend wherever you are in the world. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.